Hello, hi everyone. Happy Thursday. The week is going by so quickly. Hope you had a fantastic day and hope things are well with you still and everyone is safe and enjoying their evening. Wanted to stop by and share a few thoughts with you again today. You know, folks are coming on and they might be busy traveling or doing different things, but I'm going to get started and you can join me and listen to this later. I want to talk with you about taking action. Okay, taking action. Four simple things that you can do right now to implement today, even tonight, and take action in your life. And so after this live, everybody listening to this should be able to step into taking action. And that means you as well. Yes, you can take action right now. And so the first point I want to bring to you is make a decision. Make a decision. Sometimes we just stay in that place of not making a decision for too long. And actually not making a decision is making a decision. So stop thinking about what you need to do and make a firm decision that you're going to move forward, that you're going to make some progress in your life, that the things that seem difficult, the things that you really don't want to do, that you're running away from, are the very things you need to do. So make that decision today and begin to see the changes happen in your life. So our brains work like this. We receive lots and lots of sensory input. Okay, so we see things, we hear things, we touch, we feel, and we visualize, you know, we dream, we desire. All of those things are part of the sensory input that goes into our brain. And then there's this part of our brain that acts like a jury. And it's weighing information and it's processing and it's determining, you know, what seems to make sense, given that we are people who are very concerned about our own survival and things that benefit us and we gain from it. And so when that part of our brain takes all of this information and weighs it out and hits a critical mass, or critical threshold, then a decision is made. Okay, so when that threshold is reached, then we know that there's a shift that's beginning to happen. And sometimes it's just being fed up, just being tired with our lives the way it is, in order for us to get to that place where we kick in a different brain activity for us to move into decision-making mode. All right, and if we encounter some changes in our lives, we might have a life situation or circumstance that says, oh my gosh, now I am dealing with something that's major. It's a sense of urgency. I've got to respond to it. I've got to address it. Then we also trigger that activity within our brain. But when we continue to stay in this place of comfort and ambiguity, and we just, you know, no real rush or urgency to make a decision, then we're still collecting information. Our brains are still deciding what to do. And so sometimes when we haven't made a decision is because things aren't that important in our lives. We think it is, and sometimes we think we have made a decision, but we really haven't. When we get out of that comfort, when we get to that place of, I have got to do something differently, I've got to do something now, sometimes we got to use the technique that says, ready, fire, aim. Okay, so we're firing first and then we're aiming later. We know that if we continue to process for a long time and think about it, nothing's going to happen. So we do ready, fire, aim. And what does that mean? What does that involve? That means we're taking action first, then we're making the necessary adjustments, and we're going to correct for any mistakes we made later on. That means being vulnerable. That means that we have to face the fact that we might not be perfect. We might make some mistakes and some errors along the way, but we're realizing that it's okay to make those adjustments as we go along. It's better to do something incorrectly than to do nothing safely and just stay back and not get into action mode and move your lives forward. So I encourage you to really implement that first point of making a decision. Use the Ready, Fire, Aim technique if you have to. And by the way, that's a really incredible book. If you haven't picked it up and you're curious to know more about that technique, I encourage you to also read the book. It's the same name, Ready, Fire, Aim. It's really incredible. And sometimes when we continue to wait and wait and wait, we get ready, we never make a decision. We never decide to move into this place where we're shifting the energy. We're doing things that make us uncomfortable, but are necessary for our growth and our progress. All right, we've got to make up our minds that we're going all the way to the top. All the way to the top, not part of the way and, change our minds. No, we're making that decision that we're all in, right? All in, jumping in both feet and looking back. Never. We're just looking forward and we're going all the way to the top. And you'll see that when you do that, incredible changes begin to happen in your life. It's really remarkable. I've done it enough times to know personally that the things that you never thought would happen happens when you make that decision and you step out. And you know what? Sometimes it requires stepping out in faith. I mean, doing the Ready, Fire, Aim technique, that takes a degree of faith to do that action. But if you need to get some support to do that, do it. But just step out and use the faith that God has instilled within you. Use the resources around you. Use the power within you. Unleash that power, for heaven's sakes, and do it. Just get into action. Because, like I said, when the brain makes that decision after weighing out all the information that you've provided to your brain and you don't do something about it, it begins to haunt you. You're just in that place of discomfort. And so where the discomfort becomes important is the growing process, when you're uncomfortable and you've got to do some things differently. All right? So when you step out in faith, be prepared for the blessings. I can tell you recently, I stepped out in faith. There are some things that I wanted to do, needed to do, probably for a year, and I just didn't, and made the decision that I was going to do it. And once I did, it was remarkable. There are at least 4 incredible things that have happened. And I know without a doubt, I would not have seen those results. I would not have experienced those unbelievable things if I didn't step out in faith and just take action and do the things that I resisted doing for a while. And the same is true for you. We're not that different. Let's make that decision and do the things that will move your life forward. Okay, so point number 2 in taking action is know your limiting step. Know your limiting step. What's that all about? What's your limiting step? Well, it's anything that holds you back. It's anything that keeps you from making progress and allowing you to move forward. It keeps you in a place that paralyzes you. It's almost like you're stuck and you can't move. You don't know how to re-engage. It's your limiting step. And your limiting step could be a skill set. It could be a mindset. It could be your beliefs about yourself. It could be that I'm not worthy enough, or I don't have enough information, or I don't have enough value to provide. Whatever it is, whatever stops you, that's your limiting step. You've got to address that and get rid of it. And for some of us sisters, I'll just be real with you here for a minute. Sometimes our limiting step is a bad hair day, okay? Don't let a bad hair day keep you from doing the things you need to do. So, for instance, Facebook Lives. I know so many women, so many people who I've spoken to, and they want to do a Facebook Live. They feel like they have enough content and confidence, but they're not sure about how they're going to look and their hair and all of that. Okay, let me tell you something. I could do more with my hair if I had the time, okay? But I'm not going to let my hair keep me back. I'm just not going to let that happen. And so my sisters, I say this with all the love in the world. Pull it back if you have to. Put it up in a bun. Get a little piece hanging down. Put a cap on if you have to. I don't care what you have to do. Just get out there and do the daggone thing already. Don't let a bad hair day be your limiting step. All right, I'm not going to hop on this one. I'll just tell you. Those of you know who I'm talking to. And for the others who I haven't spoken to personally, but this means something to you, now I really do hope you take it to heart and remove those limiting steps, whatever it is. Here's a tip. Here's something to think about. Yes, you know what? People do want you to look good. They want to see a good representation of who you are, but they don't care that much about you. What they do care about is, can you help me? And if so, how soon can you help me? What do you have that I can use to change my life and help my family out? So get over it. Just, get past it. And if any of the other things I mentioned before, your skill set, your mindset, if those are your limiting steps, do something about it. It can be a gradual process. There's a technique out there that is invest, learn, teach. Couple of mentors out there, gurus are teaching that concept. Use that. Learn something, invest in yourself first. Learn something, teach it, develop your skill set, and in so doing, develop your mindset. But never anymore, beyond this moment, allow those things that are holding you back to continue to hold you back from moving into action. Let me tell you, action is where it's at. It's really the place where you shine. It's where you blossom. It's where you grow. You might fall down. You might fail. You might not succeed as you thought you would, but it's where the development happens. You can read all day long, and trust me, I love to read. Reading is critical. Do it. Expand your mind. But then you've got to put those things into action. And really, here's the short of it. If you don't, you're being selfish. There are people who need what you have. They want to hear from you. There are some people who just need a little push into action, and they do it because you do it. Okay? So show up and do it. There are days when you wouldn't feel like doing it. Do it anyhow. Okay? That's my little spiel. I'm going to get off here and move on to the next point. So the third point is get around the right people. So who are the right people? What makes them the right people? How do you know if they're the right people? These are people who are unstoppable. They're unstoppable. They don't let anything hold them back, right? Not anything at all. Not themselves, not other people, not circumstances, not life events, not, whatever. They are unstoppable. Be unstoppable. You be that unstoppable person for somebody else. And step into action. People will let you know how much that means to them, and it will boost your confidence. It will help you to do the things that are meaningful in your life. These are people who are not perfect, but they're particular. They're particular. They're particular about positivity. They're particular about progress. They're particular about being purpose-driven and prosperity-minded, and they are purposeful in what they do because they're particular about their lives, every aspect of their lives, their relationship with God, their relationship with their significant others, their children, their family, their team, the people they work with. They are determined that the small cheese remains the small cheese, that the big things that are worthy of their time and energy is what they'll focus on. And if you need to resolve something, do it. Spend the time and energy and do it and move on. And if it's a big thing that pushes you and drives you, then, hold on to that and let it be part of your motivating reasons to move forward. There's enough negativity in the world. Don't get pulled into the false belief that because you are discussing world events and things that's happening around you that, you know, you're staying current and you're being relevant. There's enough people doing that. I can get the summaries wherever I need to. I need to encourage, nurture, and foster more positivity, as do you. There aren't enough of us in the world doing that. Misery loves company, so people love to hang around the negatives. Stop that. If that's you, stop it now. And just retrain your brain, refocus yourself, and do the things that are going to move you into action in a positive, progressive way. And so the final point is that you should just get going. Just get going. That's it. That's the last point. Get going. Put one foot in front of the other, one step at a time. You're far better off than the person who's sitting on the couch doing nothing. The gains you're going to make by putting one foot in front of the other will pay off. Like I said in a couple lives ago, the time will go by anyway. Do something with it. Do something about it that moves you closer to your goals, moves you closer to answering the call on your life, moves you closer to unleashing your power. It's time, people. Let's do it. When you step into an experiential mode, you're experiencing some things. You're not just thinking or being passive about the things that you know that you should do, but you're really engaged. That's when you figure out the how, right? When you do it, you begin to do it anyhow, the how will reveal itself. The resources you need will show up. Trust me on this. It's true. The resources will show up. Everything that you lack will be received. You will grow personally, and the people who need to come in and step in and fill in the gaps in your life, they will be there as well. It's like that old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. It's very true, but the student's not ready until the student gets into action. So be that student today. Be that person who steps into action. 4 simple steps that I just gave you, easy to implement. They require some effort, they require some commitment, but they're doable. Get into action tonight and begin to change your life. You'll be amazed at the miracles that will happen and how you can touch your life and touch the lives of others around you. So go, unleash your power, do things to impact people, change lives, bring value into the places that you enter, and you'll be such a more fulfilled person. Have a wonderful evening. If you found value in this video, please do share it, and I look forward to talking with you again tomorrow evening. Take care. Bye, everybody.